When you look at the currency moves in Trump's trade war, is it Australia and the Japan currencies that are set to become the collateral damage?
Well, it appears that obviously the currency here in Japan has taken some of the brunt of the friction that we've observing around the world. But I think you also have to keep in mind there are some fundamental factors that have been driving the yen upward. For instance, the fact that Japan's trade account has been booming, the portfolio balance has been very positive with all the investments the Japanese investors have made abroad. And also look at all the tourism that has been exploding in this country, i.e. inbound tourism. So those three legs of Japan's current account has allowed Japan's current account to basically explode. So I think it's well above 4% of GDP, historical highs, and nobody really talks about that. Meanwhile, look at the other side of the U.S. dollar exchange rate, the U.S., with a huge corporate income tax cut. What is that doing to the fiscal balance and therefore the current account balance there? It's maybe not as shocking to see the yen appreciating as much as it has. So it's, yes, the trade friction, I think, is part of it, but there's also a backstory vis-a-vis the fundamental external balance equation as well.
Kathy, what is the chance that actually Japan enters into a bilateral trade deal with the U.S.?
Well, that certainly seems to be the desire out of the U.S. government right now. And remember, several months ago, when Vice President Pence came to Japan, he met with the Prime Minister also at the time, and that was really the gist or the subject of the discussions back then. And the plan was to launch the discussions from that point with the longer-term aim at achieving some kind of bilateral free trade agreement. If you look, for example, at Korea, next door, Korea already has an FTA with the United States. So that's something, of course, that Japan is looking to, although remember, it was originally in the TPP discussions with the United States involved. And so with that now kind of TPP ex the United States, now the next discussion has moved on to bilateral.
Right.
I think for Japan, they would prefer more of a multilateral arrangement, but given the desires of the U.S. government right now, I think the discussions may continue on a bilateral front instead.